Hello everyone. Now consider the next chapter, that is vector differential calculus. Consider the first definition of a vector. Let f bar is equal to f1i plus f2j plus f3t of k is said to be a vector function of scalar variable t. T is the scalar and f bar is denoted, vectors are generally denoted by bar notation, and it is denoted by f bar or f bar of t. Okay, in our example we just denoted a f bar only. For example, let a particle moving in a space along with the curved path. This is the space, x, y, z axis are there. This is the path where particle is moving in a space. Then position vector of a particle denoted by a position vector r bar. R bar is a position vector of a particle. Like for example, at this particular point, suppose x, y, z is a triplet in a x, y, z coordinate. Obviously, on xy plane we just denote xy, both two coordinates. For x, y, z we have three coordinates, that's x, y, and z. Okay, and basically for vectors, there are three basic vectors present on x, y, z axis. On x-axis, this small I or I bar, for simplicity we just denote in our all examples just I. Okay, if there is any notation, such notation that like I bar, that is equivalent to I only. Okay, these are the basic three unit vectors along x, y, z axis, where I is a unit vector along x axis, j is a small j along y axis, and small k along z axis. These are the unit vectors. Why it is a unit vector? Because their magnitudes are 1. What is the magnitude? We will see forward. Okay, now it is denoted by position vector of a particle r bar, and it is denoted as r bar is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. This is called the position vector of the particular particle. Why it is called position vector? Because x, y, z denotes if particle is moving along this path. For example, particle is suppose like here at time, suppose t is equal to 1 second or 1 minute of suppose particle is at here on this path. Then particular on this point we have x-axis, x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinates. These are perpendicular to each other. This is the point in a space, not on a plane. Okay, just you have to imagine that. Then x, y, z, for particular values of x, y, z, this r bar defines the position of a particle. That's why it is called position vector of a particle. Where x, y, z are the functions of t. Obviously, they are functions of t. T is the time here. For instance, we throughout the chapter we parameter t we take it as a time, and I, j, k are the unit vectors along x, y, z axis respectively. Now consider the differentiation of a vector. Differentiation means taking a derivative of a vector. While taking a derivative of a vector, of any vector, general rules all the rules of derivatives are same. Okay, let us consider the definition of this differentiation. Let f bar be any vector of a scalar function t, and delta t or del t, this is a triangle, small triangle, means this is a small increment. Generally delta denotes the distance, small distance, or increment. Okay, small increment like in point or decimal points. Delta t denotes this small increment in t, and delta f bar denotes the corresponding increment in f bar. If f bar is a vector in the function of t, then by putting value of t or any time t, you get a different value of f bar. Okay, if delta t is the small change in t, then obviously ultimately there will be a small increment in f bar also, that is we are denoted by delta or del f bar. Then derivative or differentiation of a vector f bar, that is derivative of f bar, is denoted as df bar by dt, which is equal to limiting position or limiting value of delta t as tends to 0, delta f bar upon this delta t. Again, which is equal to what is delta f bar? This is a difference, small difference of preceding and succeeding values of f bar. Therefore, f bar at t plus delta t, that is the preceding value, minus the succeeding value minus the preceding value f of t. This is a difference of the del, means this is a difference between two distances, two functions, divided by delta t. This delta t, this is nothing but the proper derivative definition. It's called derivative of f bar. Now note, these are some notes regarding vectors. You have to mug up all these formulas. Let u bar and v bar are the two vectors, and phi is a scalar function. Okay, then these are general rules of derivative which are as it is applied to this vector also. Like for example, derivative of addition of two vectors is nothing but addition of two derivatives. Okay, subtraction is again subtraction of two derivative. Phi into multiplication of this is multiplication rule, u into derivative of v plus v into derivative of u, like this only. Just we have to follow the sequence of phi and u. First phi, then u bar. U into derivative of phi into u bar as it is, plus phi as it is derivative of u bar. This is general u into v rule of derivative. Again, u bar into v bar. This is a scalar function in t. Okay, these are the two vectors. Bar means vectors, and without bar is just a function. Then this is again by using this dot product is there. Again, dot product, cross product, you already studied in 12th. Okay, still we are going to revise that. That is du bar upon dt into v bar plus u bar dot, it is a dot, dv bar upon dt. Again, cross product. Cross product is just replaced by this dot by this cross. The rest of the terms as it is. Now consider d by dt of this triple product, triple vector product. This is again a multiplication product. Okay, you can say that. Okay. Now, if R1, suppose this is for example, if R1 bar is equal to any vector 3i minus 2j plus 5k, this is general any vector, then magnitude or modulus of R1 bar is defined as this mod of this is nothing but R1 bar mod of R1 bar, which is equal to again denoted as simply R1. If R1 bar is a vector, then R1 is just mod of this or magnitude of this vector R1 bar, which is nothing but the square root of these three numbers square. Okay, 3 square, you can take plus 2 also, because minus 2 square and plus 2 squares are both the squares are same. That's why instead of taking minus, you can take plus sign also. 3 square minus 2 square plus 5 square. Answer is root 38 is the answer for modulus or magnitude of this vector. This is a definition of magnitude. Now consider these two important theorems. Necessary and sufficient condition for vector f bar t to have constant magnitude is this. For f bar t to be a constant, to have a constant magnitude, the necessary and sufficient condition is this: f bar t into derivative of f bar t must be equal to 0. Okay, this is one theorem. Second theorem, the necessary and sufficient condition for vector f bar t to have constant direction. Okay, vector has two things. One is constant magnitude. Vector two things that are magnitude and direction. Like for example, what do you mean by scalar? Generally we do scalar and vector. These are two quantities where scalars don't have any direction and they have only magnitude. Like for example, your weight, your mass, okay, and suppose measurement, distance, okay. Suppose this pen has a particular length, okay. It doesn't, suppose this is a 10 centimeter, okay. 10 centimeter doesn't need a length of this pen, doesn't need any direction. That's why it is a scalar. Distance is a scalar, okay. Mass is a scalar. And vector, it consists of both magnitude and direction as well. For example, velocity. For a particular vehicle, suppose if a car is moving in a particular on a way, on a road, we have to mention in what direction. If suppose in throughout the chapter we are considering the particle is moving in a space, to study that particle or motion of that particle, we need its direction. Okay, therefore velocity is nothing but rate of change of distance with respect to time. That's why it has a particular direction. Velocity is vector quantity, and acceleration again is a rate of change of velocity with respect to time. That's why acceleration is also a vector quantity. Okay, these are some examples, basic examples of vector. Now consider this again. Just we defined velocity is rate of change of distance. That is in our chapter, distance means position vector. Let a particle is moving in a space along a path, a particular path, and with position vector r bar, where r bar is a position vector. R bar is nothing but xi plus yj plus zk, where x, y, z are functions of t. Okay, if r bar is given, then velocity of this position particle is nothing but defined as derivative of r bar with respect to obviously time. That is rate of change of position vector. That is position defined its distance. That's why we have to take a derivative of distance with respect to time is nothing but velocity. Again, next, acceleration. If let again same assumption, let a particle is moving along a path with position vector r bar, then acceleration is given by a bar. Velocity is denoted by v bar, and acceleration obviously denoted by capital A or small a bar is equal to rate of change of velocity. That's why it is dv bar by dt. Again, what is v? Put the value of v here by above dr by dt. That's why it comes to a double derivative or second differentiation of position vector. Therefore, in short, velocity is nothing but first derivative of position vector, and acceleration is nothing but second derivative of a position vector. Okay. Now consider this some basic things: multiplication or dot product of two vectors. If suppose two vectors are given, we have to multiply those two vectors. Then in normal multiplication, we just call it as multiply two numbers. Okay, like for example, 2 into 3 is simple multiplication. There is no any other multiplication of 2 and 3 exists, right? But for vector, there exist two multiplications. One is dot product, and second one is vector product. Dot product is and vector product is nothing but cross product. Okay. Now consider, let for instance we consider two particular examples to understand more easily. For example, r1 bar. This is r1 bar. This is r2 bar. 3i plus 2j minus k, this is first vector, and r2 bar is equal to minus 3i minus j plus 5k. Okay. Then dot product of two vectors, that is r1 bar into r2 bar, is nothing but take and suppose this is one vector in this direction, this is other vector in this direction. Okay, and theta is the angle between these two vectors. Then dot product of these two vectors defined in two ways. First, if r1 and r2 are given like this, then r1 dot r2 is nothing but just product of this as it is. And for I, j, k, what is, these are the unit vectors. Therefore, we cannot multiply these two brackets as usual multiplication. Okay, what we have to do? Just multiply the corresponding I, j, k coefficients. Like for example, here 3 into minus 3 plus. Go on adding those numbers, and I, j, k, it doesn't contain any I, j, k values. Okay, 2 into minus 1 including minus sign, and minus 1 into plus 5. This is called dot product. Corresponding I, j, k should be multiplied. Coefficient of I, j, k should be multiplied, and add those all values, we get minus 16 is the dot product of these two vectors. And if suppose r1 and r2 are not given, and if suppose magnitude of again theta is, if we in some example we have to calculate theta, angle between these two vectors, then we need some other definitions of definition of dot product also. Suppose theta is the angle between these two vectors. then r1 dot r2 is again defined as mod of magnitude of r1 bar into magnitude of r2 bar into cos of angle between these two vectors. Okay, therefore cos theta is nothing but r1 dot r2 bar. These two products should be divided by this numerator. Okay, in general, again for this example, particular example, r1 dot r2 is nothing but these two vectors, and these two vector multiply, we already done it, minus 16 divided by their corresponding magnitudes. Magnitude nothing but corresponding IJK coefficient square. You have to consider 3 square 9, 2 square 4, minus 1 square is plus 1. Here again multiply by root of under root. We have to take root. Minus 3 square, that is plus 9, minus 1 square is plus 1, 5 square is 25. Okay, answer is this. This is called the angle. We have to calculate angle. If you want to calculate angle between these two vectors, then we have to use this definition. Now consider this note. There are total 4 terms. We have scalar and we have vectors. Okay, if scalar means numbers on the real numbers, the real line, like 2, 3, 1 by 2, 1 by 4. These are the scalars. What is scalar function means? 2t in function of t. T must be there. tq plus 1, sin t, cos t, tan t, sec t. Any function of t is nothing but scalar function. Now again, vector or constant vectors. Constant vectors means it's just like this: 2i plus 3j minus k, or I minus j, anything which consists of ijk, either of the ijk or all of the ijk unit vectors, which is called constant vectors. And what do you mean by vector function? If ijk coefficient consists of function of t, like for example t square I minus t cube j minus sin tk. What is the difference between these two? Here ijk coefficients are numbers. Here ijk coefficients are functions. That's why above vector is called constant vector, and this vector is called vector function. Okay. Now consider the vector product or cross product of these two vectors. Suppose let r1 bar is equal to 2i, any vector, 2i minus j plus 5k, and r2 bar is equal to I plus 3j minus k. Not necessary every vector containing I, j, k, all three unit vectors. Simply I is also a vector. Simply j is also a vector. Simply I plus j is also a vector. Okay. Then vector product or cross product of these two vectors is defined like this: r1 cross r2 bar is equal to nothing but, it is a determinant. First row 3 by 3 determinant. First row is fixed, that is I, j, k unit vectors. Second row must be the coefficients of the first vector. Here first vector is r1 bar, coefficients are 2, minus 1, 5. Keep it as it is on second row. And third row is second. After that, the last row will be the last here second vector's coefficients. That is 1, 5 for this instant. 1, 5 minus 1 is the 1, 3 minus 1 is the last answer. Okay. ijk, first row, first vector's coefficient, second vector's coefficient. This is nothing but the cross product of two vectors. Now consider tangent to the curve. Suppose let r bar is the position vector, is a general assumption of a particle moving along the curve. Okay, then tangent to this curve is defined as this. Tangent to this curve is nothing but the velocity vector, that is dr bar by dt. Velocity vector and tangent vectors are same. Okay, now consider this first example. If r bar is equal to a bar, it is a constant vector, a bar e raised to 2t plus b bar e raised to 3t, where a bar and b bar are constant vectors. This is given thing. What we have to prove? Prove that d2 r bar by dt square, that is second derivative r bar, minus 5 into dr by dt, that is first derivative, plus 6 r bar, this is r bar, is equal to, this addition must be equal to 0. We have to show that. Now consider r bar is equal to just copy as it is. First step, r bar is equal to a bar e raised to 2t plus b bar e raised to 3t. We have to take first derivative. dr bar by dt is nothing but just go on taking the derivatives. Okay. Now this is dr by dt is nothing but, okay, 2a bar. See, the derivative is with respect to t, that's why rest of the other terms except t are constants. Therefore a bar and b bar, though they are vectors, but they are constant vectors. They doesn't contain any t value. That's why we have to take derivative with respect to t. We have to keep all the other things as a constant. Therefore 2a bar is a constant. Just take derivative of wherever t is there. e raised to 2t derivative is 2 e raised to 2t, plus b bar as it is e raised to 3t derivative is 3 e raised to 3t. Okay, simple derivative. All the derivative rules are same. Now consider second derivative, because we need that. Second derivative is nothing but derivative of first derivative. This 2a bar e raised to 2t as it is, and e raised to 2t and e raised to 2t derivatives, again 2 into 2, 4a bar e raised to 2t, plus again 3 into 3, 9b bar e raised to 3t. These are the derivatives we have just derived. Now put all these values in this LHS side. Now consider LHS side. This as it is. Put these all values here as it is and simplify this. Every term gets cancelled. We get 0 as RHS side. Okay. Now this is the second example of angle. Find where to find angle between theta. Where to find out theta or cos theta. There is only one definition of angle, that is cos theta is equal to, like this. We have to find this formula. Okay.